podcast might be that far back. evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to another Ohm Service Live with me, Marky Mark from SoulOhm Reviews. We've got Steve from Tales from the Ohm, and we've got Betty from Dilly Gav at his stands. Hello!
Hello. Did you miss me?
We missed you.
No.
I think Steve. I think Steve's deaf again.
You're deaf again.
I'm deaf again.
Good evening, chat. Hope you're all well. It's Thursday. That means the Ohm Service Live. Us guys.
God help us.
I know. Oh dear.
Right, kiddies. Well, Mr. Porter is back.
I'm back.
I missed him.
Mm-hmm.
He's
I
full of
missed him.
snot.
I'm pretty. Yeah, I caught Gailey Box's cold last week, unfortunately. So I've been feeling a bit. But who cares? I'm here.
Yeah. There's always the toilet nearby. You can always nip off if you need to.
No, I'm all right now. I mean, that was I had the SoulOhms about the first. I think it was his first or second day, and I was actually afraid to cough, sneeze, take a deep breath, or anything. I said he decorated the hall that I'd just painted. Thank God. Thank God we put a brown carpet down.
How was the carpet fitting?
Sorry?
How was the carpet fitting?
They ended up doing it over 2 days.
Look on the bright side, mate. If you had coughed in the hallway, at least you wouldn't have had to buy a runner.
No, I'd have been doing the bloody runner. They would have killed me. I was running around trying to find bicycle clips. Ended up putting cable ties in the bottom and putting tracky bottoms.
Oh, you paint such an intriguing picture, darling.
It's like the old Billy Corley sketch with the incontinence pants.
These jobs will do for me.
The last couple of days have actually been pretty fun, and it didn't help that, oh God, we ended up our toilet pan was leaking. We got a new bathroom fitted. The toilet pan was leaking. It's been a comedy of errors in here, honest to God. And we get the guys in to repair it. Turned out it was a pipe going into the cistern was leaking a little bit, and it came out. The water came out. It was lying on top of the laminate flooring that they put in the bathroom. So the water was just lying in between the edges of each separate panel. So they came in, took it all out, replaced the pipe, put it all back together again. And what happened? They were literally seconds out the door when I started the old spin cycle job. Straight to the loo, sat in the toilet. Did my ablutions, went to wait in the toilet, I was lying at a 45-degree angle. Something fucking not right with this picture.
Oh, don't make me laugh. No.
I was like, girls! The handlebars in the toilet. I was like, somebody's steering this shit the wrong bloody way. Yeah. So I phoned them back up. I said, "He's never put screws into the toilet pan." He says, "We don't put screws into the toilet pan anymore." He said, "We've had a few problems with that in the past." I says, "I nearly had a big problem." I says, "I was nearly scooping it out with a bloody shovel."
So what did he do with it now then? Did he just let you do it?
They bond it down. They've had problems before where they've over-tightened it and they've actually split the toilet pans. And because of the length of the screws that they get as well, because they sometimes get right through into the joists and things, the screws have been that bloody long, they've burst pipes under the floor that they didn't know were there. So the guy said, he said, "My fault." He says, "I forgot to tell you to hover for an hour." I couldn't hover. There's no way I could have hovered. I was muck spreading for 5 minutes, honest to goodness.
Is this hover bit?
Thank God it's not the late 80s. Would have been wheeling him down to town hall. Yeah, right? Point, you bugger. I'm not paying my poll tax.
So that's that was my exciting couple of days. So yeah. So as you can tell, guys, I'm back. I'm still full of snot and stuff like that, but yeah, I'm here. So
Yes, but his bowels are sparkling.
Oh, So,
Right.
Stevie,
I wouldn't even have made the damn shower, I'll tell you. It was.
Yeah, thanks for that mental image, Steve.
I was going to take pictures.
So, Steve, how's your bowel movements?
We're not even going there. So
I mean, we may as well talk about it. I mean, come on.
No, we're not.
Is it
We're
soft and
Yes,
waxy or?
this is it's Men's Health Week this week.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah,
Yes,
it is
no.
now.
How's your ass for love bites?
I haven't seen Brian this week. Leave me alone, bitch.
I'm on my way down on Saturday for a proctal examination. I'll grab Sean on the way down. That just didn't sound right.
Well, if that's what you're into, kid.
Welcome to the Ohm Service, the alternative lifestyle channel. Dear God, I think we've probably offended most people in the first 5 minutes here.
It's all my fault. I do apologise, people out there in Chatland.
No, I've missed him. Right, speaking of Chatland, we better say hello, haven't we?
You best say hello, yeah.
Right, Mr. Richards. Good evening, you handsome devil. Stevie! I'm not sure if you're at work or whether you got Jasper with you. And if you have got Jasper with you, hello, Mrs. Steve. Oh. Stop, you'll have older dogs barking. Jumpmeister, how you doing?
Fist bump.
The Lord of Lewdness, the God of the Gutter. The Saint of Sin is in!
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Sinner's in early.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, huh?
Somebody better check his temperature. Rectally.
Oh, God, no. You enjoy that. Dion, good evening. Gav Evans, hello. Ian Morgan, good evening, sir. The spicy mama is with us. Mama Vapes.
Ogles.
Kieran, dude. It's been too
Dude,
long.
it has been a while.
It has. My pie boy. Bless him. Liz Cobble K. Snuggles, darling. Alan. Dude, how you doing? Orion's braces.
Ryan, fist bump.
Paul Anderson. We are not Vic's warm-up show. We are his floofers. But Buff, get back under that desk, dude.
He's still in the bath.
Oh, I say. Where the hell does he find that many virgins? That's what I can't work out.
And Zan's busy eating food.
Good lad. What a conversation we just had for that. Timmy YTS, good evening, sir, you handsome devil. I don't know if you saw the picture that Lee was trying to take of the two of them, but that had me chuckling. That just had brothers written all over it. UK Andy, good evening, sir. Vaping Irish, welcome. Asti, how you doing?
How you doing?
And of course, last but by no means least, the legend, the Nosdy Way.
You know
Sam, good evening.
Good evening.
Cheech is in.
Hello,
Cheech is out. Hi,
Cheech. Chris Doyle, fist bump.
Good evening.
And Gailey Bops. Ogles. Ogles for Gailey. Okay, don't
Mark
give
G,
Ogles.
good evening. I'm not saying. This is fab. Gailey!
Oh, you
Hello, you snuck in. Let the friendly fingers commence.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Flashy! Sorry, dude. I missed you. Pud. No.
Bud, behave.
No. How far behind am I? Yes, I'm very far behind. What can I say? I have some terrible lag on chat.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Slowly
We're
but
getting
surely.
there. You
Come
know,
on.
Give me a break, Liz.
Yeah.
Come on. You know I'm special. No. No, we don't. No.
No. I don't even know what that is, but there you go. Fist bump to Noel.
No, dude.
So, dudes, what happened to you guys over the week?
I've just been through mine.
Well, yeah, you've been through yours.
No, yours has been through you, mate.
Literally.
Yeah.
No, just usual week. Work, and more work.
Yeah, I've done plenty of that. We ended up going to Cleethorpes with 3 kids on Tuesday, and we must have picked the best day out. Because honestly, it was gorgeous sunshine all the way through. Thoroughly enjoyed it just before they went back to school.
But that's it. Rub it in before they go back to school. This is what you could have had.
Yeah, it was lovely. It was a lovely weekend. Besides that, not really. A lot's happened with me. I've got my bits for my billet box. ATC, thank you very much. So I've got my new borrow tank and I've got my new little panels. So I'm looking forward to trying a billet box. I can't wait. So
You've been wanting that for a long time, though.
I've been wanting a billet box, and I'm going back donkey's years. I used to watch a program on YouTube called The Plums Vazard. It's an American show, very, very similar to like what we're doing here. And they was big into the billet boxes and the flasks, the vape shark flasks. And it was at that time, I always thought, a billet box, they look absolutely cool, they do. And all the accessories and different bridges you could buy and all that lot. But they were so like a little bit out of my price range, especially some of the bridges as well. I mean, you're talking hundreds of pounds for just a bridge, let alone the box itself. And ATC, he gave me a shout. He says, are you still after a billet box? I says, yeah. He says, I've got one I'm not getting on with. It's the SXK version. So, and it was just minus some bits and pieces. So I've managed to get a new borrow tank, new glasses. So I can't wait tomorrow to have a go at it. So that's about as much excitement. A friend of mine, James, gave me this. If you'd have seen my Instagram, you'd have seen this one. This is the killer gun from History Mods, an Italian company. Comes with its own top cap as well. Little side firer. 18650. You won't think it for that size, would you?
Yeah.
And that's about it.
It is a sexy beast.
It is. It's a lovely little thing. It really is. It's tiny.
And so is the mod.
Say.
Must give a huge shout out to James. Thank you, mate.
Yeah, big shout out to James. Fist bump. I know he'll be watching. He'll be watching normally on the replay, he says. So, big fist bump to James. You know who you are.
Indeed, and thank you to everybody else that's watching us on the replay. We'll get that in early instead of the end tonight, shall we, lads?
Yeah.
We normally forget.
Makes a change.
There we are. Oh, that's better.
I got the phone call today. My furlough ends tomorrow. I'm back to work on Monday after nearly 6 months sitting in the house.
Oh, that's going to be a long.
It's one of those ones. You know what it's like yourself if you've been on holiday or that, and the night before you're due to start back to work, you can't sleep with a damn. And I know it's one of those ones I'm going to be like that all night. So that's
Hello,
back.
Jason Lee.
Back to work on Monday, but the letter did say that back just now because there's work enough to keep us going, but that's not to say we won't end up on furlough further on down the line. But we could end up back on it again. But I'm back. I'm getting back to work. But thank God we've kind of broke the back in this place. So,
well, I've just got my letter for me flu jab already. So they're getting keen. I think they're getting keen.
They're pushing it out early because they're doing quite a lot of the advertising up here in Scotland on the radio, especially for the kids flu thing. Up the nose, the little puffer thing, whatever it is they get. So they're pushing out a fair bit, yeah. So I think, obviously, I get it as well, obviously, because of Jules, but obviously for my own health as well. As you say, they're probably pushing the boat out a little bit early because of that.
Which I don't, to be honest with you, I don't think it's a bad thing.
I'm sorry, I've just seen Jules's comment in the chat. What do you mean sitting on your ass? I've not allowed you to sit.
Well, yesterday she did. I I had an Anna nap yesterday for about 5 hours. I was out of it.
See, the thing is, though,
goodness.
when you're off that, when I was off on furlough, the first 2 weeks felt really weird. But then all of a sudden, I kind of got into my own rhythm.
Mm.
And it was sort of like, oh, you've got to go back to work. It's like, do I have to? I'm enjoying this.
It's like being a kid again, isn't it? When you go back to school after the school, oh, I don't want to go, Bobby, you can't, baby, go. But you're the headmaster.
Honestly, I mean, when I was off, we were off for 3 months, and that is the longest time I've had off since school.
Yeah, well, I was off a few years back because they thought I had heart problems. I was off for about 5.5 months, and that drove me up the frigging wall. Basically, it's the same kind of thing. Okay, with the COVID and the lockdown and stuff, you weren't allowed to go out of the house. Basically, I was the same kind of situation because they didn't want me putting too much strain on my heart, so I couldn't do anything. So it's kind of the same thing. But when I got the all clear for that, and it was that day, you're getting yourself prepared to go back to work on the Monday morning. It's like, the alarm goes off. You've not slept. You've had about 2 hours sleep, and I don't want to go. I really don't want to go.
No. I ended up doing I've got the actual piece perfect now. You know, David Tennant when he was Dr. O. And I just look at Jan and go, I don't want to go.
That's me every morning. What do you mean Monday?
I don't want to go.
I just look at myself in the mirror and start crying. Oh, no, I'm not going.
I'm kind of apprehensive, but kind of looking forward to going back just to see what the hell is going on. Because my manager was saying to me today, he says, when you come into the depot in the morning, just stay in reception. Somebody will come out, we'll get you through, we'll get you issued with all your stuff, all your PPE, everything that you need to get. Then we'll bring you into the main office, we'll go through all the paperwork, there's videos and that to watch and stuff. I was like, hell.
Hi, Liam.
So I've got to go through all that kind of stuff on Monday morning as well. So it's like a COVID induction to a certain extent.
Oh, yeah. Oh, but that'd be actually quite interesting, that.
Yeah, we'll just need to wait and see what their plans are and stuff, you know. Because apparently it's only myself and one apprentice that's in the workshop while the fuel guys are out and about. But it's the way my job works, it's like anything else, especially in the plant side of things. You know yourself, Mark, with the size of some of the machinery, that you can't work on these things on your own.
No,
so it's how we're going to work together as a team without being in each other's airspace kind of thing. It's going to be difficult.
It's going to be very difficult, that, especially when you're climbing over a plant tire. Ooh, yes. That's going to be very fun. Talking about things like that, something I have started noticing, masks. People seem to not be wearing them as much going into shops.
It's anyone with any kind of form of breathing difficulties does need to wear them. But you do get, I have found you get a lot of people just flaunting it.
Yeah.
But you also get the other side of the coin, people who are wearing them as chin straps. You know, they're around here. What's the point?
Well, that's what I can't work out, because that's like having your willy hanging over the top of your boxes. You know, what's the point?
Yeah, because Glasgow, East Dunbartonshire and some part of Renfrewshire, I think it is, we are back on not so much I suppose you could call it a partial lockdown. We are no longer allowed to go to anybody else's household. But here's the kicker. You can still go to a restaurant, you can still go to a pub. Because the R numbers are starting to rise again. But this is all the idiots who have had house parties and there's 300 odd people crammed into a semi-detached in the middle of Glasgow somewhere, you know, and all it takes is one person to sneeze and that's everybody's got it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're kind of back to a bit of a partial lockdown, to be honest. But kind of knew the second wave was going to hit, I suppose. But we're at that stage now. But yeah, as you say, Mark, there's people, you see them getting into shops not wearing masks, and then in the other token, you see people driving by in a car and they're all masked up with the visors and everything on. You're like, what the
We saw a couple, no word of a lie, they had gloves on, rubber gloves on, masks on, eye bits, and they had cellophane round the steering wheel.
You know what? If you see somebody with gloves on, beat them. Seriously. Gloves only work if you take the gloves off every time you touch something new. Otherwise, you are spreading.
So and it's the same with the masks as well, because obviously you're breathing vapor out, so you're even anybody that doesn't vape, when you're breathing out, you've got moisture in your breath. So that moisture is going to gather up inside the mask. Doesn't matter what it is. So when you go into one shop, you put a fresh mask on. You go into a shop, you go back out of that shop. That mask should be put in a bag and binned or whatever. That doesn't happen.
No.
Mask comes off, goes into the door pocket of the car.
Did any of you guys watch that Fight on Plastics on BBC the other night?
No, I missed that.
It was really, really good. They was talking about main things like, sandwich packs. They was talking about that. Did you guys know, I never knew this, tea bags have got plastic in them?
Didn't know that.
Yeah, I was gobsmacked. Because we throw our tea bags on as compost heap. Because Jan drinks tea, I drink coffee. But the actual bags themselves have a plastic lining on the inside of them. I was gobsmacked.
Because I always thought they were biodegradable.
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah, they're not. There was Twinings, Yorkshire Tea, Tetley's. There was a load of them. There's a few companies that don't have the plastic film in them, but most of them do. I was shocked.
Somehow. Maybe that's why Jules made me the very first time she made me a cup of tea. She tore the bag open and just put the tea bags into the cup. And tell you about that one, didn't I? Did I not tell you about that one? She'll fucking kill me. You says, "I'll make you a cup of tea." Right, great, that's great. Thanks very much, darling. I really appreciate that. So we hadn't been long together, and she came out. So there you go. There's your cup of tea. I went, "Oh, thank you." So I'm drinking the tea, and the next minute, kind of gets to near the bottom of it, and I'm like, "Jules, there's tea leaves in the bottom of this tea." But that's what you do. You tear the bag open, don't you? And you put the tea leaves in, and you put the water in, and you put no.
Oh, bless her. That is so lovely.
She'd never made a cup of tea in her life before. Poor wee soul.
Oh, that's lovely.
So I was chewing tea bags. Well, tea leaves.
I think that's so sweet. Oh, that's lovely, that.
So yeah. So that was me and my first cup of tea my first and last cup of tea that Joe's ever made me.
Blazing Bass fist bump.
So,
oh, blimey neck. Yeah.
Oh, bless. Jesus. Right, well, this evening, let us move back as we cease this meander. This evening, the bottom drawer, we have the Rev Nitro and a nice little refillable pod, the Motti.
And what is the Rev Nitro?
The Rev Nitro, it's 200 watt dual 18650 motor, I believe.
It is, yes.
That put me on the bloody spot.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
So there's the lovely box it comes in. Oh, there it is. And it's got a rather nice, it's actually quite a beefy little devil, but nice little leather insert on the front. Bit like a steering wheel. It's got the car feel to it.
Yeah, it was designed for the car feel. It's a few-year-old mod, to be honest with you, but it's one that's never been used. So yes, that's why it's in the bottom drawer.
Well, to be honest, it's not. They're not bad little mods. It's a chunky little beast. I'll give it that. So there you go. If you're interested in winning that, join us for the bottom drawer later.
Later on.
Later. Yes. Can I have my bumper?
You want news? We got news. Oh, excellent.
We got news.
News bumper.
Thank you.
News. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Here we go.
I still think we need to get Steve the big glasses that Wayne Henry used to wear, on Tisbo's. Instead of McDonald's soul patch.
No, not happening. Well, we raised this last week when we talked about Public Health England being dissolved. And it seems there's other people that share our concerns. So PHE was reportedly unable to deal with COVID-19 crisis effectively due to underfunding. UK ministers have decided to merge it with the NHS and distribute its responsibilities amongst other entities. And that's what we talked about, which was the new Institute for Health Protection, which apparently they were inviting private companies to join, which was a bit... So the chief exec of the NHS providers representing NHS trusts said that years of underfunding for PHE and more generally public health have left the country unprepared to deal with the pandemic. He added that unlike other health bodies such as NHS England, the PHE is an executive agency of the Department of Health and Social Care that gives ministers direct control of its activities. So whilst it may be convenient to blame the PHE, it's important that the government reflect its responsibilities as well, of which I must say there's been a distinct lack. It's almost been there to blame, out the door. So now, last April, the PHE was commended by tobacco harm reduction experts for its latest review calling for an end on publishing misinformation about vaping. Vaping in England 2020 evidence update summary was the PHE's sixth and probably last independent e-cig report, which was commissioned by researchers at King's College down in London. It highlighted that despite the alarmist media headlines, Mapist? What's a Mapist? And unfounded fears about vaping, more former smokers had made the switch from cigarettes to vaping products, and that youth uptake remained relatively low. And it went on to talk about the false fears. But moreover, when last year's report for the US had erroneously started linking EVALI with nicotine vaping, the PHE had reassured all e-cig users in the UK the agency's stance on vaping remained unchanged, which I think had a major effect on calming a lot of the jitters that was around at the time.
Yeah.
So there's no situation, they stated, where it would be better for your health to continue smoking rather than switching completely to vaping. That is what we're going to miss, because we've got no idea what this new institute is going to do, who it's going to be made up of. There's a very good chance it's going to be Big Pharma.
It's good. I've got a bad feeling about this. That's all I can say. I think it's because we don't know. I think that's more to do with it. And let's face it, Public Health England have been kind of in our corner for quite some number of years, and probably one of the most prestigious, is that the right word now? Prestigious, yeah, type of body that's so like, if they're saying it's 95% safer, it's so like we need to take note, and it's almost like they've just destroyed that for us.
But fingers crossed they take that information and they carry that information across, and they don't just dismiss it.
Well,
or
it's
back to square one.
It's very interesting because UK VIA have actually released an announcement urging British health authorities to continue the pragmatic policies on vaping. When Matt Hancock announced that PHE was being scrapped and merged with the National Institute for Health Protection, it sort of started raising the questions that you two just asked. Whenever responsibilities are transferred, there's a risk that invaluable institutional knowledge and memory is lost. That would be to the detriment of millions of UK smokers and vapers, and cannot be allowed to happen in this case. That was by John Dunn, Director of UK VIA. UK VIA calls upon the custodians of PHE's former responsibilities, there's a big word, custodian, don't hear that very often, In the event they are indeed reallocated to continue their positive approach towards harm reduction technologies, independent reviews, studies, and statements, all focused on facts rather than hearsay. And that's been the cornerstone of a successful British vaping industry which supports adult consumers. I can't argue with any of that. You know, that is a very nicely summary of where we are.
Mm-hmm. See, the worry I've got is it's so like, for arguing's sake, that they get private people in. It's where that private people are coming from and what their agenda would be. So, for arguing's sake, they are pharmaceutical background. For arguing's sake, which could quite happen. Obviously, would they still be up for promoting vaping?
Yeah, and the other thing you need to look at as well with this going on, and as you said, Mark, the pharmaceutical companies, is this now the back door?
Yeah, exactly.
Pharmaceutical companies to get their foot in and get a foothold in regarding the National Health Service as a whole.
There is some quite serious questions being asked about, especially the American companies.
Yeah. Well, and I found out what a mapist is.
What's that?
A murdering rapist. So it is a word. There you go.
Sorry, that was a slip of the tongue. It wasn't a Freudian slip.
Big shout out to Vaping Bunny. Buggles!
Bunny!
Evening, Bunny.
Buggles! Friendly fingers at the ready. Right. Oh, bless. I'm just waiting for chat to calm down now, because every time Bunny appears, it just goes whoop.
I still think, don't you guys? I mean, we mentioned it last week though, but don't you think it's a really strange piece of timing to actually disband Public Health England? It just seems a very weird time to do it. I could appreciate it if we've got over COVID, it's all under control, blah 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 blah. Right, now we need to blame why we didn't do it faster and all that kind of lot. But this is like halfway through.
Oh yeah, we're not out of the woods yet.
No, because we've got winter coming up. We know that there's going to be a second peak.
Plus a flu epidemic as well that normally kicks in around the winter time too.
And then only halfway through the disbanding it just seems very strange timing.
You know, you had a flu outbreak to this now, and the pressure on beds is going to be unbelievable.
I mean, that's why. I mean, we said before that's why they're pushing the flu virus now. Injection.
Vaccine, yeah.
Me personally, I just think it is a very odd timing.
If you look at the trade deals that they're currently negotiating, probably not so much, but that's a bit tinfoil, to be fair. But
it's been hovering about there in the background for a little while, and I think this is just the excuse that they've needed.
Well,
Public Health England have just become the patsy.
Well, 100%. If you look at who they've got to actually run this so-called institute, you know, she was in charge of the track and trace system. Mm-hmm. Look what a success that was, yeah.
As Bill Richards put there, it wasn't PHE that fucked up, it was the government. But the government won't admit that, because the government have got this body in place, Public Health England. That's you deal with that. So if you make an arse of it, then be squeaky clean.
I heard a very nicely put. I was listening to a program on Radio 4. I think it was there. And basically the PHE's role was to take the very technical clinical information from the likes of this, you know, the Council of Surgeons, etc., and turn it into something that the public could digest, that the media could digest. Yeah. So the risk we run now, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, this new institute, is we lose that tool.
But you always knew I mean, as a member of the general public, you always knew there was stuff going off in the background regarding the Brexit, them of the COVID-19 and always PHE and everything else. There's always things getting manipulated in the background.
Oh yeah, gosh, yeah.
We're always the last ones to find out. But
Oh yeah. Well, it's look over here, look over here, look over here, while this hand's nicking your wallet. Yeah.
It's all smoke and mirrors. Total misdirection. Look what I'm doing. I'm nicking this lot from over here.
Exactly. I mean, Gordon Bennett.
And who are the ones that suffer? Us.
It's like what Flash has just put in. They want PHE out of the way before an inquiry. Things will go missing, get lost, and workers for them accused of lying. That wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Oh, I think the inquiry will get quite a lot of scrutinisation from various parties, won't it? Yeah, so
Yeah, I think it'll fall under the spotlight. I think there'll be people putting chairs tied to chairs and fingernails pulled, I think.
Oh, you ain't kidding.
I mean, the thing is, though, we've always got to remember that this is the first time a government's had to deal with this.
Yeah.
They really have.
Well, let's be right.
Well, put it this way, in living memory.
Yeah, 100%. But I mean, if you look at how when the Spanish flu came out in 1940, what was it?
18.
Yeah. No internet, no instant communication, no ability for labs to consolidate their research. Let's be right. We should have been on top of this. It didn't hit the UK until months after the initial outbreak.
Well, the initial outbreak was November, wasn't it?
Yeah. And yet, prior to Christmas, even in March, people were wondering how long COVID had actually been in the UK because of the cases of the so-called flu that were hitting in December.
Since October Expo last year.
Yeah.
We know who patient zero is.
I still say I'm patient zero, I'm positive.
I love that. Bunny, bless her. The government's been lying to us for years, though. Did you really expect anything different with this COVID crap? No.
No. None whatsoever.
What I didn't expect was the alarmist reaction by the media that was being fueled by the government, which I can see why, because they wanted people to stay in. So the best way to get people to stay in, get them scared. Yeah. But for the media to be hyped as they were, you're not telling me that was somebody's decision around the boardroom. You've got a captive audience.
Oh, yeah, of course.
All you've got to do is beat the other channel. So crazy, absolutely crazy. Yep, she's ranting. You've got it.
She's shouting. She's even put it in capitals.
Yeah.
I know. I've just been shouted. I feel scared. I've just been shouted at. I don't normally survive that. If I had hair, it'd be backwards. Oh, she's back with us. Oh, bless. If you're not scared when Ireland closes down pubs on Paddy's Day, I don't know what else scared you, to be honest. That's what that strange noise was in Ireland. It was all the livers going, thank fuck for that.
To be sure.
No. No, we don't know. We don't do that here. No.
Yes, no, well, I totally agree with you. Certain women do scare me and all.
Lots of them scare me. Oh, Tammy!
Hey!
I just read the review and I'm truly sad. I just totally understand what you said. However, your show's been the first I've been able to watch like 3 weeks in a row. Oh, bless you. Stevie gets to do the accent. He gets the Celtic blood
Celtic
pass.
blood, yes, see.
Freedom!
11.
Don't. I'm waiting for you to start talking like Mel Gibson.
No. What? Right. I am with you, Morris, you bastards.
Stupid idea closing pubs on Paddy's Day. Still a load of them not allowed to open. Gordon Bennett. Right. Well, moving away from pubs, I think we should touch on... Well, it actually brings us to the dark side. A closed pub. That's a scary beast indeed. Right,
Not
for
really
those of
for
you
me,
who...
because I disagree with you. Closed pub didn't really affect me. I mean, I do go to the pub now and again, but...
I'm the same. It didn't affect me, but it's for the pub owners.
I feel sorry for the. I know when literally the week that we got put on furlough, the pub literally around the corner from where I work had just put his order in. Literally, he just received it that day that they said, right, we're all shutting.
Jesus.
See, now the brew shed next to me, they actually make their own beer. So what they did was they did appointment sales. So they actually sold kegs. So you told them what you wanted, how much you wanted, and it was dropped off outside the doors, and then you went and picked it up.
I know there was a few of them doing something similar in Glasgow as well. Some of the microbreweries were doing that. I know it was one of our old neighbours. It was his son owned a pub somewhere in Glasgow. I'm not sure where it was, but what they were doing was it was only for like family and friends and kind of regulars to the pub. You'd phone the pub, put your order in, and it would be sitting outside for you in like milk cartons.
Oh, it's lovely that.
It was the only way they could do it, because at the end of the day, you've had so much beer lying about in pipes for weeks and months on end. It was the only way they could get rid of it, and they were selling it, obviously.
I'm hoping that eat out to help out things helped a little bit for him.
Well, a lot of it's being extended. So, but it does tend to be the bigger fast food chains that are extending it, if you will. It'll be interesting. It will be interesting to see if it's had a positive effect. I hope so, because I mean, there's some, the little curry houses, the little Chinese, even your favourite little Mexican, wherever. These are small mother and father operations. They're not big chains.
Oh yeah, and I think it's them ones that are going to suffer the most.
Yeah,
I think that's the likes of where social media is a good thing for that, because I know a lot of, what you say, mom and pop places have been putting a lot of things up on Facebook and things like that, Twitter. Listen, we kind of need your help, guys. It's put the money into small businesses' pockets rather than big conglomerates or whatever. And they have been doing a hell of a lot of advertising on the likes of Facebook and things like that. Meal deals, and it's not even the restaurants. I mean, it's like the microbreweries and things like that as well, craft shops and things. Just to try and get a little bit of coin back in again.
I know quite a few of the microbreweries. They started doing the hand sanitizers, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. But what a great use of of your equipment. What I've found, I've personally found in Retford, there's certain sort of coffee shops and things. Previously, I wouldn't have considered going. Yeah. But I thought, no, I'll give them a try. I have found some cracking places I didn't even know existed. There's Mama's. It's like an Italian deli. And I had a Cypriot donut from there. And it was a slightly more yeasty donut body, yeah? But imagine it encrusted in sugar. And then it was filled with whipped ricotta. Oh, it was to die for. It was and the lemon in it. Oh, dumb. It was just gorgeous.
You enjoy
Yeah,
that then?
oh, dude. Little things like that.
Do you need a tissue?
I need some me time, yeah.
The way he was going at that one, I thought he needed a tissue.
If you're ever in the Retford area, go try it out, and their espresso is to die for. Proper Italian espresso. Oh, sorry.
Good porn.
Yeah, no, food porn.
Oh, thank you, Liz. See, I've got my it's been a while pass. Forget your Celtic blood pass. I've got the blue ball pass.
Hashtag get BFG laid. Oh, bless you.
Oh, what you like? Too late, Mark. The chains of shedding jobs left and right, and small businesses must really be suffering.
Yeah.
They are. I mean, the problem is a lot of the chains were suffering before COVID. You know, my heart goes out to Debenhams staff. You know, a lot of them were sort of reassured before furlough. Yeah, your jobs are safe. They're safe. They're safe. They come back to work within a week. A lot of them found they're being made redundant.
If I remember rightly, I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't the government giving the employer £1,000 per
Yes.
employee that they kept for 6 months?
Yep.
So, I mean, let's face it, if that's not even enticing them to keep hold of staff.
But that was why the furlough thing was done. It was to prevent mass redundancies.
To be honest, I think Witherspoons had a lot to do with that.
Bunch of wankers. I'll never step foot in a Witherspoons again in my life.
I can't believe you could ever consider treating your staff like that. Yeah.
See, I've never been a fan of Witherspoons when they tried to ban vaping in gardens. And that were a couple of years back. So I've not been in one since.
Put honestly, it's a boom time for delivery drivers and Amazon. I mean, we sent something down south last week, and I had to. You put it in for one of these bidding sites.
Welcome back. All right.
For like delivery drivers, and the lad turned up and took it away, and he was saying to me, he said, "This is the busiest time we've ever had." He said, because a lot of the bigger transport companies can't cope because they've laid that many men off. Not laid them off, but put them on furlough. They don't have the staff to operate the trucks and the vans that they've got. And what they're also doing is the likes of the vans and trucks that they do have in their fleet, they've took the road tax and the insurance because the trucks and vans are parked up in the yard. So they only have maybe a quarter of their fleet running. So he says the likes of your independent delivery driver. He says there's not enough of us on the road at the moment. So I mean it's been a boom time for they kind of guys, you know.
The problem is they're the guys that get spanked on hourly rates and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some unscrupulous buggers about.
Oh yeah.
And Timmy's just put his brother Lee's on furlough since the end of March. They'll review it again next month. Not looking good for airport staff. Planes are going to take a hell of a long time to get back.
I think that side of the industry is going to take a long time to recover. Because let's face it, if you're thinking about going on holiday, you now don't know, it might be an open corridor to that country now, but tomorrow they might change their mind. And you've all got that risk of that happening. Yeah,
and it's also you've got to realise as well. Okay, granted, you can jump on a plane, go to Portugal, Spain, Greece, wherever it is.
I'm out.
But when you're coming back, as soon as you step foot in a UK airport, they can turn and say you need to self-isolate for a fortnight. How's that going to get down with your workplace?
Exactly. I mean, one obviously, I think. I don't think they'll have to be able to sack you for it, but obviously they don't have to pay you for it.
No.
And so, you're into a benefit system which is already creaking at the seams. Yeah, it's
Because
crazy.
obviously you'd have to claim at least, is it sick pay, which is £94 a week or something like that? It's not a lot of money.
It's not enough to live on. Yeah, so and then if they're not paying you for that 2 weeks, they've not sacked you, so it's not unemployment. You're not going to get help with the rent, are you?
Hi, Matt and Mike. Yeah.
So me thinking about going, to be honest with you, thinking about going abroad on holiday is sort of like, for me, no. I'm not even thinking about it. I don't think it's worth it until we get at least a grip of this epidemic. Even I know it's calmed down a hell of a lot compared to how it was back in March and that lot. But even so, until they get a real proper grip on it, I wouldn't be thinking about going to any other country.
No, I mean either we go to a caravan down at Yorkshire somewhere.
Well, that is a foreign country to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they've got some sexy goats over in Greece. That's all I'm saying. What can I, But the thing, I mean, like me, I haven't had a passport in 10 years. So I can go to Northern Ireland. I can't go to Ireland. Not now Brexit's kicked in, isn't it? So, what a nightmare. It'll be interesting to see what they do with passports, whether they actually drop the charges. When they're trying to inject Mr. Sexy Goat scene in Greece.
But it is how would me personally, I would be so worried about going on holiday abroad now at the present moment.
Well, did I see correct that Wales has just added some countries to the government list?
Yeah, they have, and Scotland has as well. But if you're in England, you're all right.
Yeah, which seems a tad crazy. But
see, that's another thing that there's really I find. All right, we're a United Kingdom. You'd think we'd all be singing from the same hymn sheet across the island. You would think that we would be, wouldn't you? But we're not, and I find that really strange.
Yeah, because we've got all the Muppets down in Westminster, and the Scots and the Welsh have got more sense. They're giving it a couple of weeks to see what happens.
Oh, Sturgeon, you can't fault her for what she was doing. I've got to admit, she was very cautious. But you think that we are a United Kingdom. You'd think we'd be all singing from the same hymn sheet.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, it doesn't matter what side, whereabouts in the country you live in, it's affecting us all. So
yeah. I mean, it's like Mike Collins, Mike's Mex. I mean, he's a coach driver for a living, and he's got a coach full of kids that he's dropping off on a daily basis. All it takes is one of them to come down with that virus, and that's the whole coach Mike down with it as well. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking.
But I mean, you had to get the schools back, because unless you got the schools back, you're not freeing up the parents. Yeah, the government advice changed. It shifted slowly over August, didn't it? It went from, if you can go back to work, if you can work from home, and all of a sudden it'd be just twisted slightly to, well, if you can go to work, go to work.
But if if you can go to work, go to work. But if you can't, you don't really need to. Half of the stuff, it was as clear as mud.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, our trust sort of, come August, when the shielding stopped, it was basically right back to work, lads. Yeah.
He's Mike saying there, school transport, there is zero social distancing.
yeah, of course, it's out the window.
Well,
I think social distancing is out the window anyway now, because people are wearing their masks and they think that they can stand next to each other. So I think I think what the government is worried about is to put everybody back on furlough again because it can't afford it. Simple as.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is like individual towns. That's how they're trying to do it. And I think
The thing is as well, but they can only do that for so long too, and then they're going to have to say, do you know what? Fuck it, it's we're going to have to go herd immunity because they can't sustain this.
no, and they also can't trust us. Is the general public, because the general public are idiots. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just proven again in Glasgow, isn't it? Glasgow in the west of Scotland with the kind of semi-lockdown that we've got back again because of idiots who are holding house parties for God knows how many people, and let's go to the pub, but let's one or two is go to the pub. No, just let's bring the whole crowd, and you're starting in a pub like that.
Well, I mean, there's them raves that's been going off and that, like in Bradford.
Did they, but was there not? Did the police not break one up somewhere in some forest or something like that as well?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What the?
Manchester, they've broke up about 4 or 5 different big gatherings. So I know the latest one was in Bradford. They did that. Believe it or not, that was on a street. An abandoned street in Bradford. They did a massive big disco on that lot.
But I mean, it's outdoors. That's the way people are seeing it. Yeah. It's not inside, it's outdoors. So you say, no, you're not.
Hi.
All hail El Presidente. Oh, bless you, Vic. How you doing, dude?
How's your new studio coming on?
Have you not seen the pictures?
I haven't seen his. I ain't been properly on Facebook today.
I was actually going to send him a message the other day because when you put up, I'm waiting. When they showed you the wall with the kind of brick effect on the wall, it's like, Christ almighty, it's platform 9 3/4. And then when he mentioned, I'm getting a beach worktop coming down this wall and a beach worktop coming down that wall and a beach worktop coming down the other wall, and I thought, Jesus, they're bringing back Ready Steady Cook. Could you see Vic doing the Ainsley Harry? It's a little bit that.
Bit of Peter Pepper. Oh, God. Yeah, there'd be 3 bloody steak bakes on top of the counter. Oh, mine, did you see the sad news that the little calf that he normally gets his gear from? Yeah, again, the small businesses suffering. It's crazy.
Yeah, small business suffered for that, but Vic's arteries went, yay!
Yeah, but did you see he got the drill to try and help it out a bit?
Down the road.
The mind boggles.
I must admit, it was Vic was putting some of those.
Oh, brilliant!
Oh, good.
Oh, that's good
great
news.
Is it vegan owners, Vic?
Don't set Bunny off again. She's already shouted.
While we're at it, Nikki's just mentioned something. She booked a holiday in Portugal last October before the pandemic ever existed. Flying out next Wednesday. If I would have known about it, I wouldn't have gone. But booking holidays abroad now is crazy.
I think it was my niece actually said something about last week. Her holiday was cancelled for this year, but what they've done is they've rescheduled it for next year. But what they have said, I'm sure I'm getting this right. What they paid this year for 2 weeks in Spain for whatever it is, the company that they're going on holiday with are only willing to give them 1 week for the same amount of money.
I've heard that quite a few times.
Which
They don't want to give you your money back, but what they'll do is rebook you next year, but you're going to have to pay the difference.
Yeah.
Well, let's be right, boys. If we compare that to buying a car, what they're actually suggesting is, instead of getting a brand new shiny car, you're going to get the engine bay or you're going to get the boot for the same money.
Yeah.
Just to put it into perspective, that is such a rip-off.
It's a tough one. I mean, they might as well just give the money back, can't they?
Well, this is it. Yeah.
But this is another thing, though. They won't, though.
No, because they can't
Okay,
afford
because
to.
we've given you an option, so we really don't need to give you your money back. But that's what that is. It APTA you call it? That's what that's. They're on the side of the consumer with that kind of thing, aren't they? So they obviously can be able to fight in your corner to get your money back if that's.
Yes, Atoll, isn't it? Something like that. Atoll.
Atoll, yeah.
Atoll.
But
I thought they only kicked in if your holiday was cancelled. But as you say, if you weren't offered something,
that's where they've got to be short and colours, because at the end of the day, they've got your money.
and let's be right, boys, they're getting the interest off your money.
Right.
So,
I mean, it is you do feel sorry for them in lots of ways,
I do.
because it's sort of like, if they start giving everybody the money all back, they're going to go bust.
yeah, no,
And again, we saw like we're talking about looking after small businesses here as well. It's sort of like it's a knock-on chain effect all the way through.
Yeah.
but the small business. Hi, Dean. The small businesses we were talking about, they weren't saying, right, well, you've booked a steak, have a piece of chicken.
No.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if you can understand why they're doing what they're doing, because let's face it, if for argument's sake, everybody took the money out of the banks.
Oh, the banks would collapse. Yeah.
Collapse completely, and it's no different from them to the travel agents. If everyone decides, no, we just want all this money back, it will completely collapse.
Well, that's what bugs me, because a lot of the travel agents are small local businesses. Yeah. But the guys that are flogging the holidays, they're not little firms.
Oh God, no.
They're in effect sort of the shepherd. They round up the hotels, they sort out the package flights,
Yeah. I mean, it's even the lad who stays across the road from us. He's a mechanic for Royal Mail, and even he's saying, he says they're in a sticky wicket. He says they're on the verge of going bust. They have lost millions. But even before the COVID-19 virus struck, they were losing money. But with this going on, they're losing a hell of a lot more. And they're cutting, I think he says to me, was it 300, 400 managerial positions throughout the country? They've changed all their working conditions and things like that as well. He said, so they actually wanted to flog off Parcel Force, but Parcel Force was the only part of the company that was making a profit.
Well, I mean,
Can I interrupt you guys?
I work middle management.
While we're talking,
Sorry.
Giveaway.
Yes, the bottom drawer. We better do it.
Bottom draw, quick bottom draw. This one tonight. If you would like to win
the Revo Nitro 200 watt mod and a rather dinky Motti. It's a shame we haven't got match of the day music for it. You too can have your own little Motti.
Yeah. So all you have to do is type in Dark Side. Sorry, you can carry on saying now, sir. I do apologise.
No. I'd lost track of time, young man.
Yes, I think we were going off on one. and that wasn't even anything to do with the dark side subject that we were actually going to be talking about anyway.
No.
Yet again we went.
Well, I tried steering us towards that, and it went.
That's what I love about it, though. It's good when we start getting onto a conversation that is.
Yeah, we start getting that bit between our teeth and start frothing at the mouth and stuff. Wouldn't me, big boy, wouldn't me?
Oh, bless you.
Oh, I say. Matron.
Was it bumholes? Okay, Irish. TT my man. But getting back to what we were saying, I genuinely, hand on heart, do feel sorry for him, though.
Yeah, for the small businesses, it's the big boys that are presenting the small big business image.
Yeah,
that starting to bug me. I mean, what I was saying was, I'm middle management. Yeah, we are at present that level that is probably going to get ejected first. You don't get rid of the workers because they're the ones that do your actual work. Yeah?
Yeah.
The big bosses think that they can do what the middle managers do. Yeah? And they're the guys that make the decisions. So if you're in the middle, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Which is fabulous. But
Rolling it.
The thing is, I mean, it's
it's Paul again.
Right, Paul. Hope you don't mind. I'm going to re-roll that one.
But if you could cast your mind back years ago when there was redundancies and things like that going, and you know who was the first one to go? It was the foot soldiers. With like your middle management, your upper management, they always sat back and rubbed their hands saying, "Well, I'm safe." But the money wasn't coming in because the foot soldiers were all gone.
This is it. Stuart, congratulations, young man. Fix.
Stuart, send your details over to me at mark@soulomreviews.com and we'll get that sorted out for you.
Oh, bless you.
Well done, Stuart.
Well done, Stuart. Way!
About time he won on here. He's won everywhere else.
Bless.
I'll get those in the post ASAP as soon as you drop your address off to Mark. Okay, dude. Jolly well fixed. How dare you, sir? Come on. You've seen how we winged the show. Do you really think we're going to bother to fix the drawers?
Yeah, this is just a case of right. Let's just hit that start button and let's wing it and see what happens.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I love about this show.
We fly by the seat of our buttocks.
Yeah, of course we do. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say pants. I was like, don't wear any. I shut them earlier on.
Oh, Stevie!
At least I'm honest.
Who's this BRB bloke, Irish? Be right back. It should have been BFG. Couldn't fix my drawers, let alone a drawer. I dare you, sir.
Oh,
See,
bless you.
they're even winging the abuse now.
Yeah, I like it.
I must admit, Bunny, I think the Nitro mod's a nice.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's a few year old. It's not a new system, but yeah, they were cracking.
At the end of the day, it does what it does.
I'll tell you one thing. It's a nice ergonomic fire button position.
It's a good daily banger.
And the rev counter literally just rev up and goes. Yeah. It's ace.
Hours of mindless fun if you're a bloke.
That's it. So,
you just need to add the sound effects.
Pretend you got a Ferrari.
Stuart says, "Hey, I'm still using an Iron Fist."
Hey, there's no wrong with Iron Fist. I still like using my Iron Fist. Lovely little mod that.
Just think, we've added a little colour and possibly sound effects to his daily view. What is it with the sphincter fixation this evening, boys?
Sitting in the car.
Follow through.
Did you fart or were you pulling a wheelie?
The mind boggles. Jesus Christ. Wing ding ding. Yes.
Wing ding 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 ding.
Yeah, you had to bring the crazy frog in, didn't you, Bill? You had to do it.
Ding 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 ding.
Jesus Christ.
How many of us had that as a ringtone?
Far too many.
No, I didn't. No. No.
Try being in a meeting when you've got 3 or 4 directors up from England plus managers this hand. The next thing in my bloody phone goes off. Ding 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 ding. Like...
Well, I don't know if everybody's seen the post on Facebook, but there is currently a theory going around that Baby Shark is actually an ancient chant from Atlantis that opens the portals of hell, and hence COVID.
Yeah.
That was Chris. That was Chunkmeister that started that crap then, because that's every bloody post that he put up. That's all it was Baby Shark. This Baby Shark. That.
Baby.
That's the one good. Don't you dare. No. What worries me is he's probably going to get a load of pins suddenly appear rising up out of his skull. Oh, well, boys, it's 22. Are we going to limp along? Or
No, I think we're about done.
I think we should give the young master his floof. So floof, boys, floof.
Floof. Floof.
Floof.
You'll tickle your spore and you can.
See, you can get away with that.
Yeah, I mean, we can't do things like that.
No.
No.
We'd get shot.
Hung, drawn and quartered when we went to Expo.
Forced to run through the header and wild haggis set upon us. Sorry, dude. You know, seriously, as a kid, I used to think there was an animal called a haggis.
There is.
Totally. I think we can do that. Betty, you've got to do your crazy frog impression again.
No.
No.
No, I ain't doing it.
Did you say tickler's purse? I did not say
Not a
tickler's
purse,
purse.
it's a sporran.
It's actually a hibernating badger.
And it's not a skirt either, it's a kilt.
But did you...
Any minute or shite, I'll be coming down to she's and I'll eat that wee shower of bastards. There you go.
There you go.
Ding, ding, ding. What? Listen, no domino the chata, no.
No, Georgia.
Listen, no Jada.
It's a purse worn over a skirt. Oh, Christ. It's going to be Bannockburn all over again.
I know.
Battle of Stirling Bridge. Mike's getting kicked over it.
I've just got visions of Vic in blue road, bare-chested, with his kilt flapping as his mobility scooter comes scudding down the A1.
Well, I've just got the vision of Vic with the kilt on trying to lift up because it's too bloody long for him.
That's the plane. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Running down the street like Supergram.
No, don't. No.
She's Gunnar Campbell, you keep.
I used to love watching that. Oh, bless. It's a good image, buddy. Go with it.
Yeah, definitely go with it, yeah.
Oh, bless you. Right. I think we're going to call it a night, boys, are we?
Yeah, definitely. It's 2:15.
Yeah,
let's end on a high.
Because that other shit show's starting soon.
How dare you, sir?
Hang away with that.
Yeah, you can.
Just don't call us the number 2, for God's sake.
Yeah.
No, not after that show.
No!
Next week's show is sponsored by Bristol.
Is it seasons?
It could be worse. It could be Preparation H.
You don't buy that.
Oh, yeah.
Was there not one of them they stopped making? They stopped selling it.
No, because we always used, you can get that really expensive tattoo wax for when you get new ink.
Don't use Preparation H though, because it blocks the pores. That's why I was asking, because I used to use that years ago.
Yeah, so did I.
I was told the it's my mate that does all mine. He said, no, stop using it. He said, because it blocks your pores.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
No more ice cream on the arm.
Well, that'd be some size of pore to block to put it on your arse, wouldn't it?
Well, for your tattoos, it's normally 45, isn't it?
No, don't put that on it either.
Uh-huh.
There's certain creams and stuff you do not put anywhere near a tattoo because it actually draws the ink back out the skin.
Well, I'm no good with E45 anyway. Brings me out in a rash.
I mean, it's something to do with the pigmentation in the skin as well. E45, it can actually mess your pigmentation up.
Hmm.
And there's the stuff, tattoo goo. It's fairly expensive for what you get, but by God, it does a good job.
I use the Panthen, the nappy rash cream.
Yeah.
Or Palmer's cocoa butter.
Ooh, bet you smell fabulous.
Smell chocolatey.
Oh, cocoa button.
Sorry, word department shouting something. I don't know what she's shouting. I'm not paying.
Right, Stevie,
Anywho.
Betty, are you going to say your goodbyes?
Yeah. Guys, thanks again for joining us. For
You did it.
What?
Why did they join us? It's been a scatological fest.
Yeah, but for us, for another hour of, or over an hour of us flying by the seat of our pants yet again. One of these days, maybe next week we'll stick to the script a little bit.
Nah.
Well, yeah, thanks again, you guys out in chat for joining us, and Steve and Mark, thanks very much for a great show yet again, for letting us get that bit between our teeth and get that horse worked up a little bit. And love you both.
Oh.
BFG.
Wow, guys, thank you so much. Sorry, I was with Irish there. I had visions of bunny slathered in with Anthem, so I was in that happy place. Sorry, bro. Right. Spanners, thank you so much for this evening. Mark, Stevie, especially Stevie. I've missed you, Snotty. And I will have the image of you.
It's fucking super dead, isn't it? That was Spotty, the one it. Super dead and Spotty.
Because I've got you at a 45-degree angle, burnt into my frontal cortex now. So.
Hang on a minute. What's this, Liz? I'm not Sir Poop-a-Lot. I've been called Sir... my bowels are fine, thank you very much. I've got normal bowels, regular, and everything's fine. It's these two that's got weird stuff going off in the plumbing department.
But you stay good. Remember, though, you started it, you were patient zero.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And on that note, Mark.
Because my poo knows the way.
After the U-bend.
Betty.
In 500 yards.
And I will squirt 500 yards. Anyway, guys, thank you for an awesome show. It was a bit everywhere, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Guys in chat, thank you so much. Honestly, it's such a joy having you guys here on a Thursday. It really is. So, more next week. same stuff.
And as Bill says, please wash your hands after.
Yes, please wash your hands, stay safe, and all that good stuff. Go to work, stay at home. Go to work, but if you can go to work, stay at home and work.
And if you get skid marks on your undies, turn them inside out.
Yeah, last another fortnight.
Only if you've got a toffee hammer. Right.
Whip crack away, whip crack away, whip crack away. It falls off.
You've been looking at my sock drawer.
Jules has just went, eh.
You heard it here, folks. We managed to gross out one of the bitches.
Yay!
If you get a chance, they're on Friday, aren't they?
They are.
Yes.
Yeah.
A live juice review this Friday, I believe. Yes.
Oh, fantastic. And of course, Vaping's own William Wallace will be joining us shortly on YouTube. And we're not talking pod.
Right,
Really.
let's hand this one over to the Vic and the gang. They'll be on at 9 o'clock. Catch them in less than 10 minutes. So it gives you a chance.
For a toilet break.
Toilet break, have a cup of coffee or a brew, whatever. Get back and you can sit and watch Vic. Watch a proper show.
Yeah, what?
You know, professional show. I'm going to wave goodbye, guys.
Bit of tea cozy or something.
Wave goodbye. Outro.
Oh, the Vulcan. Yes.
The Vulcan. Big love, everyone.
Big love. We forgot. They've got time to grab the baby oil as well.
Literally slips out your hands when you do that.
Really?
Yeah. That's why it's shaped like a pipe tongue or something.